Hi, this is Lada from Astrolada.com with your May 2017 horoscopes, and those horoscopes will be very special because they will cover not only May but the next year and a half. So you're getting a deep insight into the next year and a half, because I'm going to focus in the May videos on the change of signs of the North Node and South Node, or also I like to call them Rahu and Ketu. It's easier. They're changing signs from Leo into Aquarius from May 2017 till November 2018, which means our karma is changing, guys. The big lessons, Rahu and Ketu, are the reasons we incarnate in this life. To learn lessons and to let go of things. To learn new things and to let go of old things. Ketu is letting go, Rahu is learning new things. So this is the North and South Node. And I'm going to teach you where you can progress throughout the next year and a half. Starting from May, because Rahu is where we can progress and get material results and use our willpower, and where you can get liberated and release old things. And if you follow this pattern, this is your recipe for success. So guys, I'm giving you a recipe for success for the next year and a half. And you can even go back to my October 2015 videos when I was talking about the previous change when Rahu and Ketu for the past year and a half, they've been in the two signs, Virgo and Pisces, and you can check them out for your sign and see how correct this was. And then you can listen to the May ones that will cover up to November 2018. Such an important big deal, honestly. The consciousness shifts, the karma, the lesson shifts in a big way. And we're going to see how this impacts each sign. And don't forget, May is also another good month because Mercury is turning direct. Planets, Venus is already direct, so the complicated issues and intensity of April is starting to fade away. We'll pay attention to that as well. But just to remind you guys, May, from the middle of May, from the 14th, I'm starting a 6 months foundational astrology course, which is just $200. It's going to be 12 weeks. We're going to do that twice every month, basically. And it's going to be all about the 12 signs, all about Aries we're starting. You can either get the full course for 50% discount, $200, so you can get a few, videos, maybe a few courses all about Aries, all about Taurus, whichever sign you're interested about, which is just $29. But if you want to learn astrology from scratch, and if you want to know information that is not there, and I promise you again, I bring you for sources, esoteric, deep, ancient, modern. It's going to be my best course, basically. And if you want to really understand astrology in depth and start from the bottom, this is the course for you. So come and join me. While till May, it's still just half price, $200 for the whole course, or $29 for all about Aries. And yeah, thank you so much. Aquarius May 2017, and this is for everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in the sign of Aquarius. And this is the 4th time I'm recording the Aquarius May videos for 2017 since Mercury went retrograde. So many sound problems, so hopefully this time it works out well. And Mercury will be retrograde in our 3rd house, guys. Conjunct Uranus, the planet of surprises, the planet of sudden developments and electrical glitches, almost till the first 10 days of May. So you've been feeling it probably in April already, the end, and the beginning of May. Surprising news that comes to us. This is the 3rd house of information, the 3rd house of plans. Everything can get a bit topsy-turvy while Mercury is retrograde conjunct Uranus there till almost, I would say, latest till the middle of May. But just like I had problems with the recordings, and sudden information can come that shocks us, but also that fills in a missing piece of the puzzle during that period. And you can also have very surprising news that come to you from others, very surprising and shocking communications. And be careful, you yourself, we ourselves as Aquarius, we might feel when Mercury is retrograde Uranus, which is already in action, much more provoked to respond very fast, to say things that we later regret, to say things that shake the boat. But it has also a good side, because things that we've been keeping and not being able to speak out our truth now will come to the surface. Because Uranus is the planet of authenticity and the truth, and Mercury is communication, and Mercury being retrograde and conjunct Uranus is about things that have been piling up on you, that have been heavy on you, that you wanted to speak about but somehow never was the right time, or you never had the right awareness or the right information for it. Now it can all come bursting out to the surface, and things can be said that we either regret or that liberate us. So just, you need to be a little bit more cautious, you need to be a little bit more patient, but also if you have to speak up your truth now till the middle of May, this will happen. And you know, Aquarius has no qualms about speaking out their truth, basically. So you resonate well with that energy. And also, you being ruled by Uranus, one of the planets that rules Aquarius is Uranus, and when it's joined with Mercury, it means that a lot of such mercurial tasks will come to us that will need extra efforts. For example, planning, organizing, reorganizing, editing, re-editing, managing, marketing, any commercial projects, business project, and communication projects, and administrative projects, and important conversations with people will be a constant presence with us as being ruled by Uranus for a while, till, I would say, till the first 10 days of May probably. But thankfully from the third or fourth day of May, Mercury is turning direct. So any complications or shocks or the need to redo something and plans to be changed will start normalizing, will start coming to will start moving ahead in a more easy to manage way. And actually this Uranus-Mercury conjunction that is happening can bring a lot of new commercial or business ideas to us, can bring a lot of new communications, a lot of new contacts with people as well, which are exciting, which are progressive, which open new opportunities for us. Or Mercury is the thinking, and Uranus conjunct it in our third house of thinking and communications. Brilliant insights and ideas, ingenious new plans that come to us as well. You know, but just be careful with the disruptive energy of Uranus, with your electronic devices, with your passwords, with your travel plans. They can be a bit surprising, a bit more than a bit. You might need to have plan B and C for all of those things, and maybe it's happening because it wasn't the perfect plan that you had initially, and Mercury wants retrograde to revise it, and Uranus wants to shock you out of the complacency and to bring new such ideas and innovative ideas how to do it better. Okay, and also relationship with siblings, with third house people are siblings, neighbors, teammates, playmates, associates in any sort. They can be brilliant new ideas can come up, but also some big disruptions and big truths coming out, and kind of, you know, that rock the boat. So be prepared for all those things. But the most important thing that I wanted to speak in this monthly horoscope is the change of the nodes, Rahu and Ketu, and you can keep coming back to that video over the next year and a half, because Rahu and Ketu, the north and south node of the moon, are changing signs. Ketu will be in your first house. Ketu is the south node of the moon, while Rahu will be in your seventh house, starting from May till almost the end of 2018. And actually, in ancient astrology and mythology, Ketu is the dragon's tail, while Rahu is the dragon's mouth. Here is a dragon that I'm trying to paint for you. Here is its eye here. Here is its scales or whatever, and here is its tongue. That's my dragon, or representation of dragon. And you see, through the tail we excrete and we let go of things. Through the mouth we take. So through the mouth, wherever, if you focus where Rahu is going to be for the next year and a half, you can gain a lot. You can gain materially. You can grow, because it's the mouth, it takes. And I compare Rahu to a black hole where you gorge yourself, where it just takes everything in, while Ketu, I compare it to the white hole where matter comes back, comes out on the other side dispersed, you know. And it's like a vortex. Ketu and Rahu are always opposite each other, the south and north node of the moon. They're not even planets, they're vortex points. They're like energy points that trigger karmic events, by the way, because they're called the karmic nodes, Rahu and Ketu. And they bring events that were predestined before we were born. Our soul makes contracts with others or for special events that happen, that are meant to happen, that we're meant to experience, and Rahu and Ketu bring those. So basically, almost like things will be a little bit out of our control wherever Rahu and Ketu are. And for us, they're in the most important axis. For us as Aquarius, Ketu will be in your first house, Rahu in your seventh house. The opposite, it's in Leo basically, and Aquarius and Leo are like part of the same axis, just the two ends of the axis. So they are one whole. One is cold, one is hot, you know, but it's still the same thing. It's just in extremes, taken to extremes. So what it means, usually in ancient astrology and in my astrological practice, it's been noticed that when Rahu and Ketu transit the first house and the seventh house, fated relationships happen. Fated events in regards to our direction in life and in regards to how we relate to others. So marriages, partnerships, business partnerships, important people in our life, usually because where Rahu is, new experiences come to us. So new relationship can start that have very important influence in your life for many years, that take you out of the rut, because wherever Rahu is, this is where progress happens. Something new appears to us, something unusual appears to something new, progressive, excitable, something that rocks the boat still, but through which we can gain and grow. So this is going to come to us through relationships. So it's been observed that often when people meet so-called soulmates, or people that they can get married to, or people that turn their life around in some relationships, whether personal or business relationships, they appear when Rahu and Ketu are in this axis of relationships in the first and seventh house. Especially if your moon or ascendant in Aquarius, you can feel that. The sun sign as well, maybe to a lesser degree, maybe 25%, but still be prepared. Fated relationships around. People can get married, people can get divorced. Why divorced? Because only Rahu is the planet of desire, strong sexual desire. Seventh house is sexual relationships as well, and passion. And when there is no passion in a relationship, Rahu really stirs up the passion within you. And if you're in a relationship that is lacking passion, that is lacking progressiveness, that is stuck, Rahu can make you rock the boat and basically cut it off, because Rahu can introduce a new element, a new agent in your life, a new person that stirs up that passion. And someone that is very exotic, very alluring, which is the qualities of Rahu, that is very sexually excitable for you as well. And if you know, the best way if you want to keep a stable marriage is to basically introduce a lot of new exciting energy in the marriage over the next year and a half, to awaken the passion with the partner, or else the universe can send you a new agent to awaken that passion. So often people might, for example, leave one relationship when Rahu is in the seventh house and go search for their passionate relationships, you know. But the people that come into your life now, whether they're personal partners for marriage or sexual partners, or whether they're business partners, will be very Rahu-like. And what is Rahu-like? They might be foreigners, because Rahu means unfamiliar energy. Rahu means something that is very different than your cultural background, might be different ethnic background, different social background. I've seen people marry up when the Rahu is in the seventh house in the social ladder, because Rahu is actually introduced in ancient astrology as this demonic being that wanted to be a god, and he was not immortal, but he played the trick on the gods and pretended to be a god and drank from the juice of immortality. So he tricked his way into higher ranks of society, or whatever, it's the ranking of the gods there. And so basically, wherever Rahu is transiting in our horoscope, we can have like a big move in the social ladder up, a big, almost like sometimes might be even without, not illegally, but without taking the necessary steps of, you know, passing all the without belonging to that circle and group hierarchically, we can start, we can climb our way there much faster through Rahu, and this will happen to you through business partnerships, through relationships, through some kind of partnering of some sort, basically. So you can increase your social status through others, through relationships, through marriage as well. And the people that we attract can be foreign, very different than us, different social status. They can be, we can be attracted to people that the ancient called Rahu would be like solid partners, which means someone who's been married already, someone who is already in a relationship, or someone who is someone who has, who's been divorced, because that was bad in the past. It's not bad anymore. They're called solid because they've been dirtied by the worldly energy, and Rahu is very worldly, but this is not a bad thing anymore. We're not judgmental about such things. So yeah, you can meet partners that correspond to this Rahu element, either previously divorced, in the worst case scenario, someone that is already in a relationship, hopefully not, but usually more likely you already have to have such indications that you can go and have an affair, that you can be with someone that is already in a relationship. You need to have this indicated in your horoscope for Rahu in the 7th house to trigger this, maybe like having Rahu in your 7th house already, or by having Rahu with Venus in the birth chart, and certain other combinations. But usually what I've seen, fated relationships happen, meeting, getting married, meeting very important people in your life, passions increase. But Ketu is emptying the 1st house, and the 1st house is our vitality. The 1st house is the physical body, so people might lose weight when Ketu transits the ascendant sign, the moon sign, or the sun sign. Sometimes they can lose a little bit kind of appetite for life, even because Ketu is very dispersed, very more spiritual. You might feel over the next year and a half as if you're with one leg in the material world, with one leg already checked out in the spiritual world. I'm not saying you're dying, nothing like that. You just might feel more detached psychologically from the material realities around us. We can feel a bit more confused, maybe not the whole year and a half period, more specifically while Ketu is transiting for a few months over your sun, moon, or ascendant, but you can feel a bit more disorganized, a little bit more disoriented, almost like you're detached from reality in some sort, So people often say when Ketu transits their sun, moon, or ascendant that they're a bit spaced out. But people who are spiritual, if you're spiritually inclined, wow, Ketu give you amazing insight, ability to meditate, ability to detach, ability to be the observer, ability to gain experiences in the physical body directly of the divine. That will happen for very few of us. But who knows, if it's your turn for spiritual awakening, Ketu in the 1st house can just as well trigger it, because it detaches the cord between the spirit and the soul and the body. That's why you can feel a little bit spaced out as well. In the least case scenario, just a little bit more weakened in your body. You have to take a bit better care of your physical body, because Ketu weakens the aura, the protective aura of the body, and it's easier to get out of your body as well. If you have any such practices and you want to astral travel, Ketu in the 1st house can trigger that. But for most normal people, and I'm also one of those most people, I don't think I'm going to be astral traveling very soon, but this is more like a detaching from your and emptying the ego. We become less egoless. And this can feel like a part of you is dying almost, but this is spiritualization process that's happening to you. And actually people start liking you more when the ego is emptied a little bit, the sense of self from you. People can more easily project onto you what they prefer and they like to see about you, and they can make you more popular. That's why Rahu in the 7th house and Ketu in the 1st house can bring more popularity. Say if you want to have bigger audience, if you want to be somehow famous, 7th house is the audience, the people that that follow you, the people that want to be around you, and Rahu can increase that by emptying the ego, and others can project onto you what they want, and Rahu can grow you through others, through your audience, through partnerships, through, you know, through popularity. Seventh house also rules business deals, because seventh house is the marketplace where you give something and you receive something back. It's an exchange with another. It's not only sexual exchange or relationship. Any kind of business relationship is an exchange. Any kind of client relationship is also seventh house exchange. So you can get more foreign clients, for example, or more grow up your clientele. That's another thing that can happen as well. Or if you're a trader, if you're a counselor, if you work with people on one-to-one basis, your business can increase as well. If you're trading in goods or anything, this can increase as well. You can do a lot of profitable business deals because Rahu is material profitable as well. But you also have to be a bit careful, because your protective walls here, your ascendant, are a bit down, or the sun or moon, because Ketu empties this protective aura, so you can be more easily victimized by others. Because look, that's a dragon. It's not like it's not a puppy, you know. And this dragon, it's more predatory. Rahu is predatory in influence, you know, and others might be leading you astray more likely, you know, especially not necessarily for everyone, but it's a likelihood, so I'm just mentioning it. So others might try to take advantage of you because of the weakened protective aura here and the less ego that you're putting in. So it's a good idea to be more careful when accepting, you know, this is your path to success through partnerships, but be careful that you don't allow predatory people, because they can make their way easier into it. So check everyone and make sure that maybe you advise someone else. Again, seek someone else's advice to tell you about a certain partnership as well. But all partnerships that you're creating, positive or a bit more extreme, they will be your path to progress and success materially as well. Even if you're lacking a bit of ambition yourself and drive, it might be your partner that becomes more driven and ambitious and takes control a bit more. Maybe your marriage partner can go through a transformation and become more materially savvy, or more driven, more ambitious. Or maybe you can have a business partner that drives you, that is the driving engine for you for worldly success and for growing here. But just more careful that they don't do this dragony thing, you know, and totally obsess your life in a sense. And sometimes I've seen when people have this, they can get very obsessed with someone themselves, because you're no longer so much interested in yourself. Ketu enters it, you're interested in someone else, and you can get obsessive yourself as well. But on the positive side, as I said, this can be a trigger for marriages, for business relationships, for all those things that I mentioned earlier, and for increased sex drive as well, and desires and passion. But anyway, thank you so much, Aquarius. Hope that was helpful to you. Write to me, and yeah, from May onwards, our life starts changing in a big way. So thank you.